the face, the only face, the real face of women's basketball, period. She did it again, Caitlyn Clark, shattering records, creating new viewership records for USA Sports. She did it again. Y'all keep running around trying to pretend like this person's the face of the league, that person's the face of the league because they've been here.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Wnba Core. I hope you are all having an extraordinary day. Today, we have another extremely exciting and deeply intriguing video lined up for you. If you consider yourself a true Caitlyn Clark fan, you will definitely want to stick around until the very last second. Before we jump into the details, let us know you're a proud member of the Wnba Core community by dropping a CC 100% in the comments section below. I genuinely love seeing all the passionate Clark supporters gathering in the comments. Now, without taking up any more time, let's dive straight into today's breakdown. League executives are scrambling behind closed doors in a state of sheer panic tonight after the inner boardrooms at Wnba headquarters descended into complete and utter turmoil. Caitlyn Clark has reportedly presented front office decision-makers with a fierce, uncompromising ultimatum in a power move that sent shockwaves across the sports landscape. Rather than focusing solely on celebrating her latest personal milestones after breaking yet another record and taking home Player of the Week honors, Clark shifted her attention directly toward upper management. She demanded immediate action regarding Sophie Cunningham following her controversial union licensing restrictions, making it unmistakably clear that she is prepared to walk and take millions of dedicated viewers right along with her, if this situation isn't addressed swiftly. To truly grasp the level of tension currently paralyzing television networks and executive committees, we have to look closely at the bizarre politics that ignited this major confrontation in the first place. Countless passionate fans were left baffled and outraged when Sophie Cunningham, one of the most candid, tough, and popular figures in modern women's basketball, found her viral moment blocked by union licensing guidelines. Instead of celebrating genuine court presence and competitive fire, corporate leadership chose to lean into rigid backroom protocols, sidelining Cunningham's signature moment while hoping the broader public wouldn't pay much attention. However, they made one catastrophic miscalculation: they completely underestimated Caitlyn Clark's unwavering loyalty to her peers and her commitment to authenticity. Quick pause. If you enjoy this type of in-depth coverage, please take a quick moment to hit the like button and subscribe to Wnba Core. Believe it or not, over 90% of our viewers have not subscribed yet. It's completely free, takes just a second, and helps us continue bringing you top-tier sports coverage daily. Have you subscribed yet? Awesome, thank you so much for your support. Now, let's jump back into the story.
More than 50 years of sports business, Darren Rovell is telling the truth. Leagues and unions have been long forbidden using derogatory NIL. The most popular NBA student example of this is the Reggie Miller choke and crotch grab. There she is, Helen of Troy. There she is, Helen of Troy, Sophie Cunningham herself. They generally do not know how to run a marketing campaign. Folks, when I first saw this, I was like, dude, who is this troll? Who is this troll? But then I looked at the source and I was like, oh, this is a real source. This isn't some Joe Schmo. This is
Renowned sports business insider Darren Rovell brought this entire situation to light. Historically, sports leagues and player associations have maintained strict rules against monetizing what they classify as derogatory gestures on official merchandise, much like how the NBA handles infamous taunts like Reggie Miller's choke sign or similar on-court taunting moments. When the iconic imagery of Sophie Cunningham's viral finger point began dominating social media, traditional corporate marketers simply didn't know how to handle an organic viral sensation. When fans first saw reports surrounding the restriction, many assumed it was just internet gossip or routine hype. But once credible sports business sources verified it, everyone realized this wasn't just a rumor, this was real corporate policy at work. Clark didn't rely on a polite email or have a public relations team issue a watered-down, corporate-approved statement. She stepped directly into the spotlight, figuratively slammed her fist on the table, and made a statement that will echo through women's basketball history. Her message was simple and direct: back real player authenticity and resolve these arbitrary restrictions, or watch the platform suffer the consequences. The economic power behind every word Clark spoke carried enormous monetary weight. She made it crystal clear to everyone in leadership that she will not stand by while the league marginalizes marketable, fan-favorite athletes who help build the sport's visibility.
this lady right here, Sophie Cunningham. So that takes us back to Darren Rovell. The WNBA Players Association is currently prohibiting licensees from using the Sophie Cunningham point, saying that it is, quote, derogatory. What? What? That is absurd. And if I was Sophie Cunningham, I would be kicking and screaming. What? I saw this and was like, oh, this league is ate up with the perpetually offended. The most viral moment of the year can't get licenses because you got players that were offended by it. Remember all the people online? Oh, that's so disrespectful to black women.
For network partners and sponsors, the league's current predicament represents a complete operational nightmare. Every single game, well over 1.4 million devoted viewers tune in specifically to see Caitlyn Clark perform, driving broadcast ratings to unprecedented heights. Yet, those massive viewership numbers are directly tied to her presence and her endorsement of the environment she plays in. Looking back at Darren Rovell's report, the WNBA Players Association blocked official brand partners from using the image of Sophie Cunningham'S viral gesture, citing policies against monetizing player-to-player confrontations as derogatory. For fans and commentators, that decision felt completely absurd, leading many to feel that if they were in Cunningham's shoes, they would be voicing major frustration as well. The situation highlights a growing divide between traditional administrative guidelines and modern viral fan culture. When the most shared, engaging moment of the season gets tied up in administrative tape because certain officials take offense, fans naturally start asking whether leadership truly understands what drives entertainment value in modern sports. By taking a firm stand and leveraging her massive visibility, Clark essentially took control of the economic engine that powers the sport's current boom. In doing so, she proved that those 1.4 million viewers are not merely loyal to a corporate brand, they are loyal to the talent and authenticity on the floor. Behind closed doors at league headquarters, high-level discussions have reportedly deteriorated into tense debates and defensive finger-pointing. League officials are fielding urgent calls from network executives who have already sold millions of dollars in primetime commercial slots. Explaining to global advertisers that your biggest box office draw is taking a hardline stance over player rights is a scenario no executive wanted to face. After years of maintaining total authority over player narratives, management is quickly realizing that options are becoming limited, adapt to the demands of modern superstars or risk real-time friction on national television. This dynamic also raises broader team conversations across the league, such as how leadership and role hierarchy function on elite rosters like the Indiana Fever, where stars like Caitlyn Clark and Kelsey Mitchell share the backcourt. While Mitchell remains an elite, high-volume scorer, establishing a clear operational hierarchy is crucial for long-term consistency. Look around the WNBA, teams like the Las Vegas Aces, the Dallas Wings, and the New York Liberty have all established clear, defined team roles. In contrast, when team structures feel fluid or contested, it creates unnecessary pressure on the floor. When injuries or roster shifts occurred in previous seasons, teams relied heavily on individual scoring bursts. But with generational playmakers like Clark operating as the primary engine, clear court organization becomes essential. Players across team facilities nationwide are watching this situation unfold in absolute awe. For decades, professional athletes were expected by traditional administrative systems to remain quiet, accept top-down decisions without pushback, and fall in line with corporate directives out of fear of repercussions. However, those old barriers have been fundamentally dismantled by Caitlyn Clark's bold willingness to speak out. The culture within professional locker rooms is undergoing a permanent shift. Athletes across the entire sport now realize that executive boards lack the leverage to silence true generational talent when they decide to address selective favoritism and backroom politics. Meanwhile, mainstream sports commentators who spent years defending traditional administrative policies are forced to adjust their narratives live on broadcast television as real-world fan momentum shifts the balance of power. The moment Clark voiced her support, an absolute digital explosion occurred across social media platforms. Millions of fans flooded comment sections, bypassing official league accounts to rally behind Clark's stance and voice their backing for authentic player expression. Every time she steps onto the hardwood, ratings soar and record-breaking crowds gather, solidifying Caitlyn Clark's status as the definitive face of the league. When you look at the recent television viewership numbers on networks like USA, games featuring the Fever consistently dominate the top rating spots compared to other matchups across the league. Whether it's Fever versus Sparks or Fever versus Tempo, one single common denominator drives those historic numbers every time: Caitlyn Clark. Turning our attention to on-court achievements, Caitlyn Clark was officially named the AP Player of the Week, a recognition that was thoroughly deserved. What makes this achievement even more remarkable is that she earned Player of the Week honors while managing specific minute restrictions, which is simply unheard of at this level. Performing at an MVP caliber while on regulated court time demonstrates why she is widely considered must-watch television. For millions of sports enthusiasts, a Fever game is an absolute stop-everything-and-watch event. This moment extends far beyond a single licensing dispute or a single weekly award. The entire media landscape surrounding women's sports has experienced a fundamental transformation. For years, executive boards believed they held absolute control over who got promoted, who got featured, and how narratives were framed. But corporate committees cannot engineer or contain true generational stardom. The foundation of Clark's massive pull is her pure, unvarnished competitive drive and her genuine connection with her teammates and fellow athletes. When she speaks, millions pay attention, leaving legacy gatekeepers with little choice but to listen. At the same time, major corporate sponsors are placing immense pressure on league administration to maintain stability. Corporate lawyers and brand executives recognize that public goodwill and high audience engagement far outweigh administrative pride or union technicalities. Furthermore, public support for the players is sitting at an all-time high, leaving league officials with very little room to maneuver without risking public backlash. Looking at the league's statistical leaders, the Fever boast incredible shooting depth across their roster, featuring elite perimeter threats like Aaliyah Boston, Sophie Cunningham, Kelsey Mitchell, and Caitlyn Clark. In fact, statistical breakdowns show Aaliyah Boston operating as one of the most efficient three-point shooters in the entire league at an astonishing 46%, with Cunningham right behind her at 43%, and Mitchell holding strong at 42%. The sheer talent depth on this roster highlights just how formidable this group is when firing on all cylinders. While fans continue to debate three-point contest invitations and league promotional decisions online, the collective power of this team remains undisputed. An unstoppable wave of support has formed in response to recent events. Dedicated fan organizations across multiple digital platforms have voiced their intent to adjust their viewing habits, sending a crystal-clear message to network executives: modern sports fans demand fairness, respect for player contributions, and authentic competition. There is simply no going back for league administrators. The line in the sand has been drawn. Despite any attempts at corporate damage control, legal statements, or PR spin, the public sees the reality of the situation clearly. By leveraging her massive, record-breaking platform, Caitlyn Clark has demonstrated what true athlete empowerment looks like in the modern era. By standing up for her peers and exposing administrative double standards, she has proven beyond any shadow of a doubt that pure, authentic excellence will always outshine corporate bureaucracy. In post-game press conferences following her iconic performances, Clark's focus remained squarely on team success and mental toughness. Reflecting on high-stakes games, she shared her mindset about stepping up when key teammates are sidelined. "I'm just incredibly proud of our group. A lot of people stepped up when we needed them most, and everyone brought incredible energy tonight. You just have to truly believe you are going to have those big nights and mentally visualize them before you step onto the floor. It's not always going to go smoothly, there will be stretches where shots aren't falling and things feel tough, but you can never get discouraged. I know how much time and hard work I put into this game, and I know my teammates believe in me. More than anything, I believe in myself. When things aren't going your way, nobody is going to feel sorry for you, you have to dig your feet in, find a way to make plays, and help your team win." When asked about specific clutch moments down the stretch, such as chasing down deflections near half-court with the shot clock winding down to score critical go-ahead points, Clark explained her relentless approach. "We had the ball in a tied game, and they made a great defensive play that broke up our initial set. They got a deflection, but I was able to chase it down near half-court, make a clean play on the ball, and push the pace immediately. I was trying to get the official to hand over the ball quickly because I wanted us to play fast before their defense could set up." Her sharp basketball instincts and relentless drive on the floor show exactly why she continues to captivate the sports world night after night. How do you feel about Caitlyn Clark using her massive influence to stand up for her fellow players and push for fair treatment across the league? Is this one of the most significant power moves by a young superstar in modern sports history? Or do you think league officials brought this tension upon themselves by trying to restrict popular, organic player moments in the first place? Please share all your thoughts and perspectives in the comments section below. Let's get a massive discussion going in the comments. Smash that like button until it breaks. To make sure you never miss another deep dive breakdown, hit the subscribe button and turn on all notifications for WNBA Core. Be sure to share this video with every sports fan who appreciates real, unfiltered basketball analysis. Thank you all so much for watching WNBA Core, and we will see you in the very next broadcast.